What's up, everyone? Back for another beer review, and today is Wednesday, which of course means it's time for another West New York Wednesday here on the channel. And the beer I'm reviewing today once again comes from the Frequentem Brewing Company, and they are headquartered in Canandaigua, New York, and this is their Just Fruit, the Loganberry variant. So this is a heavily fruited sour ale with Loganberry. It comes in at 5.1% alcohol by volume. No IBUs listed. Time of review. This can is just under 3 weeks old. So recently, I attended the 2025 Brewers Invitational that took place at the New York Beer Project Lodge in Orchard Park, New York, and it's a fantastic beer festival. Basically, a lot of West New York breweries come there. And the cool thing about it is you get to either chat with one of the brewers or the owners, maybe a combination of both. Usually it's not just a rep. It's usually somebody who actually works at the brewery or owns the brewery. It's awesome to be able to chat with them, pick their mind, and just, talk about beer in general. And at the end of the night, a lot of the breweries go home with the beers they don't end up, pouring and have left over. And the kind fella at the Frequentem booth sent me home with this one. I forget his name mostly because I was not sober at the end, but I think it was Noah. Could be wrong, could totally be wrong, but I think it was Noah. But whoever it was, I thank them very much. They sent me home with a can of this so I could review it. And I had a pour of this at the fest, so full disclosure, I had this, but I only had like 3 or 4 ounces. I was already 3 sheets to the wind. I just remember it tasting pretty good. Now here in Buffalo, we have a drink called Loganberry. It's a Loganberry drink. Basically, it's a non-carbonated soda pop. And picture, a watermelon drink that's candied. So candied watermelon different than real watermelon, or even candied peach different than real peach. Same thing with Loganberry drink. It tastes unique. It's its own thing. It doesn't actually taste like Loganberries, which I believe are a hybrid of blackberries and red raspberries. I believe he said that they do brew, I think, with black raspberries. So to kind of get like the true authentic feel of what an actual Loganberry is. This one really didn't taste like the Loganberry drink per se, but it was quite delicious. I love their Just Fruit series. It's exactly what it is. Just fruit puree mixed with a sour base. And I'd say about 90% of their offerings don't have any other adjuncts. So there's no lactose or vanilla or whatever. It's just exactly what it says it is. Now, you guys know I don't drink a lot of these heavily fruited sours as much anymore because a lot of them are too sweet, not tart enough, not sour enough, and it's just too much. But the Just Fruit series from Frequentem is one of my favorite. And I think I'm going to have to say this. Yep, I guarantee I'm going to have to say this because it's going to go over. You ready? That's what happens with these. I'm going to sit here and drink this for like 25 minutes. We should be good. So, all I tasted was that right there. Nothing else. So what does this look like? It looks like a heavily fruited sour. The one thing about my new camera I love is the quality is fantastic. So you can usually see like my fingerprints and shit on the glass, which isn't great. But yeah, look at that absolute beaut. So that is, a deep magenta color. It is definitely fuchsia. What if we call it fuchsia? Does fuchsia sound good? Okay. So as it goes up further and you get to the 4 fingers head, because I poured it pretty aggressive, and plus it's heavily fruited sour, that's how they form, you get this like lighter fuchsia color. I can see chunks of the fruit there. Again, I don't think they actually use real Loganberries. I think it's black raspberries. But even so, Loganberries, black raspberries, or if they just even brewed this with blackberries and raspberries, you'd probably get a very similar flavor profile. It's thick. It's you can't really see through it. It has it's murky. It's turbid. It's exactly what these beers are. So let's get a nose. Yeah, it smells like fresh fruit. That's exactly what this smells. It smells like you have a bushel of mixed berries, so blackberries, different kinds of like raspberries, even blueberries. I wouldn't say it smells anything like a strawberry, but more of like a black raspberry or a blackberry. It smells sweet. It does smell like it might have a tartness, even though you can't really smell sweetness or tartness. It's a perceived thing with your brain. It's like, yeah, this smells like it's going to have a sweet palate or tart or sour. It doesn't smell like super sour. It smells like it's going to be tart. It just smells like a fresh fruit. I mean, it's on a kind of like a smoothie, right? So there's not a whole lot with the aroma. Plus, the 4 finger head's really not helping in this situation. Anyway, I want to get into it. Cheers, everybody. Thanks again to Frequentem for sending this one home to review. I wanted to pick it up. They released this one for their first anniversary party of their Buffalo tap room, which opened around early February of 2024. I still haven't been because I'm a shitty person. Still need to go to the Frequentem tap room, maybe do an on-location video, show you guys around. If they're cool with that, we'll probably make that happen later this year. Hopefully, I want to check out the digs. I've been to the original brewery in Canandaigua, beautiful, a couple times there. But anyway, I'm just trying to let the head settle down. All right, anyway, cheers, everybody. It's delicious. Now, if you have followed the channel for at least a couple years, you know I've slowed down reviewing these types of beers. And what types of beers? Heavily fruited / smoothie / slushy sour ales. And the reason for that isn't because I don't like them, because a lot of them I do think they're tasty. However, a lot of them are too sweet. A lot of them aren't sour or even tart enough. And a lot of them are just too much. They're, calorie laden. It's tough to put down a 16 fluid ounce can of this. Is probably like 500-600 calories easily. And on top of that, if they don't have a good balance between the tart and sour character along with the sweetness, it's too much. You start throwing the kitchen sink in here. I am happy with a 4 to 6 ounce pour at a brewery or at a craft beer bar if they have flights, or even you can get small pours. That's kind of what I'd like to share this with at least 2 other people, right? However, the Just Fruit series from Frequentem, most of the time I can finish them, and I'm probably going to finish this. Why? Because they do have a balance. They don't have a bunch of other shit in here like lactose and vanilla and marshmallows and shit. It's just the fruit puree with a tart / sour beer base. Anyway, another sip. The body, full body. It's thick. It's smoothie-like. Sometimes I'm not in the mood for that. Today I kind of am, which is why I'm reviewing this one. I didn't eat any kind of dessert or anything today, so this is going to take the place of that and a beer that I would potentially have with it or later on when I review. So I'm just reviewing it now, and I'll tell you right now, this is delicious. So full body, the mouthfeel, while it still has a moderate carbonation, it's very smooth on the second half of the palate. It's insanely creamy. It's kind of a smoothie-esque, but with a pop of carbonation. The taste, I'm not going to blow smoke up your ass and tell you there's 8,000 things happening here. Front to back, raspberries, blackberries, combination. Does it taste like the aforementioned Loganberry drink? You have 2 different brands that are popular here in the Buffalo, New York area, Crystal Beach and Aunt Rosie's. It doesn't taste like that drink. It tastes like an authentic Loganberry smoothie that you would get, or again, like a mixed berry smoothie. Again, that's front to back. Finishes with a nice, firmly tart into low sour realm. There's a mild acidity. It definitely is sweet throughout the palate, but on the back of the palate is cut by that sour kind of pop of I was gonna say sourness, but it's more of a firmly tart kind of feeling. There might be an underlying like a little bit of like a doughy kind of malt character. Again, I'm pretty sure these are just kettle sours that they blend with the fruit puree, so that makes sense. 5.1%. I can't tell with these. Most of the time you can't because it's kind of scary. Look at the glass lacing. Oh my God, look at the glass lacing. It's not really glass lacing as much as just like pectin from the fruit puree just covered the glass. I'm going to have to wash this like instantly as I finish it. And you're not going to see, let's see if I can. Nah, you guys won't be able to see, but this looks like honestly like a smoothie as the head goes. It's delicious. This is not going to be for everyone. And on certain days, this wouldn't be for me. But stylistically speaking, so a heavily fruited Loganberry sour, they kill it. That's what Frequentem does. The beauty about Frequentem is they're not a one-trick pony. They don't just, brew this series and like pastry stouts and that's it. Their black lager is one of my favorite black lagers. They made an awesome cream ale. I think I reviewed both of them on the channel. Their lager game is fantastic. They do a lot of styles well. But, and I know a lot of people poo-poo on these styles and pastry stouts and hazes and whatnot. Breweries have to make money. Those are the beers that sell, so you brew the beers that people buy. If you're somebody who's been drinking craft beer for a long time, maybe your palate has come full circle, so now you're in the crispy boys. Give me an old school English brown ale or whatever, and I'm with you because that's kind of where I am. But I still have a small place in my heart for beers like this, but they have to be done well like this. They have to be balanced. They can't just be a fruit smoothie with full-on sweetness and no tartness and nothing else going on. This finishes, with a semi to full-on dry finish, and it has, again, that firmly tart finish. There's even a little bit of salinity, not this as a goes or anything, but there's a little bit of salinity or minerality from the beer as well. And The beauty about it is that it's not sickly sweet and over the top, but it is sweet. So keep that in mind. Anyway, good job by Frequentem. Just Fruit, the Loganberry variant. It's a very simple and easy 4.5 out of 5. So 4.5 out of 5 all day. Most of their Just Fruits are right in that realm, so keep that in mind. I usually give them those types of ratings, so yeah. Anyway, price point availability at the brewery. It's $22 a 4-pack. They're a little bit cheaper than like your Mortalises and Frolfs and other places that charge, 25-ish a 4-pack. So that's another reason I like Frequentem from that aspect. And availability, this was available at the Buffalo Tap Room. I'm sure it was available at the Canandaigua one. I have not seen this make it into local bottle shops or anything, so I don't know with that. But considering, again, Loganberry is a staple in Buffalo, I'm very happy they did something like this. And I'm actually happy they didn't try to mimic the Loganberry drink and went with trying to mimic real Loganberry, because I think they would have done themselves a disservice if they just did a flavor kind of contrast. Crystal Beach has the Crystal Beach syrup. I don't know if they even put any in here or whatnot, but they could have done something like that. But this tastes like real fresh fruit, and I think I prefer that over the the artificial or natural Loganberry flavor. Even though I love Loganberry drink, it's not something that I would want, I think, in this beer. Yeah, so if you've had this one before, post in the comment section. Let me know what you thought about it. If you've ever had Loganberry, if you've ever been in the Western New York, more specifically Buffalo, New York area, even Southern Ontario. It started from Crystal Beach, the amusement park, which is in again, very Southern Ontario on the lake shores of Lake Erie in Southern Ontario. But it's for some reason became a staple here in Buffalo because people take the ferry across Lake Erie to Crystal Beach and go to the amusement park. And everyone just remembers going there as kids and drinking the Loganberry. So it got really popular here in Buffalo. Anyway, I'm going to shut this one down. Huge thanks to Frequentem for this one. And again, if you've had this one before, please post in the comment section. Let me know what you thought about it. And if not, would you drink something like this if you like these styles? If you're somebody who doesn't like these styles and you're just like, that's gross, that's not for me, that's not beer, whatever. Just there's no reason to comment. Or you can comment, do whatever you want, right? But a beer like this is a beer like this. And I get that. And I've always gotten it. Whatever. Till the next one. Check back next Wednesday. Don't know what I'm reviewing, but it'll be something from the Western New York area. You can bet your bottom dollar. I don't know what else. I was just bet your bottom dollar. I'm going. I'm leaving. Cheers. I said 5.1%. I can't taste it, right? Let's make this super long. Cheers.